Okay. So now see beta. Motivating employees. First of all, let's talk about that. What is motivation? Motivation is actually, you can define it as the factors that influence the worker's behavior towards achieving business goals. Now, in the business context, okay, we can define it in this manner. But if we want to define the word motivation itself, then it is an internal drive that tends someone, or you can write that tends an individual to do something, right? Like, for example, if you are hungry, so your hunger will force you to eat something. Okay? So, in that way, we are basically looking for the things that motivates a person, that forces a person to do some work. Understood? Now, first, the factors that influence motivation at work. So, obviously, money, you mean financial well being is always necessary, right? Then job security, because why job security? Everyone needs, or you can say that everyone wants to have a financial security for smooth availability, or you can say smooth fulfillment of basic needs. Like, for example, you know that you have to fulfill certain requirements of something, basic needs. So obviously you need a job that can give you at least smooth availability of at least that much money, which can be used to for the fulfillment of your basic needs. Then training, in order to learn some new skill, right? Promotion to be developed, or get progress in life. Then status, obviously societal pressures are dealt with, that the status of a person in society. Then responsibilities, you can say, towards family maybe, and the work environment obviously, or you can also say the responsibilities person possess at the workplace. कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि you get so much responsibilities at the workplace that you feel motivated, that okay, no, I am responsible for this thing, and this feeling actually gives you the motivation to do the work. Then work environment, the surroundings, and the people at the workplace. If they are good, definitely you will be motivated to work in a better way. ठीक है बेटा, understood? These things actually motivates a person to do more work or to do more, to do work in a productive manner. Now, benefits of well motivated workforce. If the workforce at the workplace is motivated, what are the benefits? Improve productivity because people or workforce is happy, so they will work with more dedication. Low rate of absenteeism, workers non-attendance at work without a good reason. Since they are motivated, they won't be absent from the work without any reason. Low rate of labor turnover, the rate at which workers leave the business. Now, what is labor turnover? Labor turnover means that the number of people leaving a job in a year. For example, I'm writing here labor turnover refers to number of people leaving the job during a year. And how do you calculate it? Labor turnover is equal to number of workers left during the year divided by total number of workers multiplied by 100. Got it, beta? So, better quality of goods and services due to obviously when the people are highly productive, they will have less wastage and obviously good production at the end. Improve labor productivity, a measure of the efficiency of workers by calculating the output worker per worker, because you can say that this is achieved because of, usually it is achieved because of less level of wastage, right? Okay, understood better the benefits of a motivated workforce to the business. Now we have three motivational theories here. The first motivational theory is Frederick Taylor's scientific management theory. This focuses more on, it is also called money motivation. It says that it aims to reduce inefficiency in the workplace by finding the quickest method of performing tasks and training all workers to use this method. And it based on the theory of economic man. Now, what is economic man theory? The theory that humans are only motivated by money, in which Taylor believed that money was the only motivational factor. The piece rate method of paying production came from his research. Simply, he stated that more and enhance performance is directed by more pay, right? Basically, states के search for a quickest method, most efficient method, and then train all your employees in that particular method, and then increase their pay. If you want to have increased performance, just increase the payment that you are giving to your employees, it will be increased. Now, what is piece rate payment? Piece rate payment that if you have worked on 5 units, you will be paid according to that. If you have worked for 10 units, you will be paid according to that. And it says that always when the employees or the workers know that they are going to be paid on the basis of the pieces, on the basis of the units they have worked on, so they will try to work on more and more units, so definitely they will get more and more pay. This is usually targeted towards the productive workers or the production workers. So they have the concept, they have the approach that if they will produce more, they will get paid more. Got it, beta? Understood? Acha. Now, there was some criticism on his theory. You can call it limitation as well. Some people said, okay, your idea is very good that money is the only motivator in the world, but that's not the case. Yes, you see, just above in the same chapter, we discussed multiple reasons which influence the motivation for work. So people say yes, not every yes, money is the biggest motivator, but not everyone works for money. People do work for purpose, people do work for job security, people do work for the societal pressure, and it might be possible that someone is just working to learn the skill, right? Second limitation or the second criticism on the tailor's work was that if the employees are unfulfilled with their work, productivity won't be gained, no matter how high the wage is. Now it is like that, okay, Taylor said just increase the pay and get the increased performance, get the increased production. But the criticizers, they criticize that it is not the case always. And if the workers are not trained, what if you are not trained enough to produce a product in a very good way, no matter what the company is paying, but you won't be that productive, right, beta? Are you able to relate with this thing? That if you are not trained enough to do a work, no matter what your salary or your wage is, you won't be productive enough, na? Right? Got it? It doesn't matter what company is paying to you, but if you are not trained in that work, so this theory fails there. Third point, if employees' output can't be measured, obviously practical problem arise. There are a lot of jobs where performance is not, you know, easy to measure. For example, if a teacher is teaching in a class having 30 students, and guess what? When the result comes, 15 students gets an A star. Or let's say there are 5 grades, right? A star, A, B, C, and D, let's say, and you, 6 grades. Okay. There are 30 students. Exactly 5 students gets the A star, 5 students gets the A, 5 students gets the B, 5 students gets the C, 5 students gets D, 5 students gets U. Now, how would you rate the performance of that teacher? Can you say he is a very good teacher? If you will say this, then there are 5 U's and 5 D's as well. And if you would say he's a very bad teacher since he is having 5 U's and 5 D's, so he is having 5 A stars and 5 A's as well, right? So here the performance of the teacher is very difficult to be measured, right? Because in the result of the students, there are multiple other factors are involved. Let's say the efforts of the students, let's say the cognitive level, the mental level of the students, the preparations of the students, and maybe the reputation of the institution, maybe you can say the integrity of of the result producing authority, right? And you can say maybe the threshold thing which we have in the Cambridge system. So there are a lot of factors that leads towards the results. So it's not only the teacher. Yes, Frederick Taylor's approach, Frederick Taylor's theory is applicable, is practical to the production employees, but not in the, not always it is applicable in other forms of work or other jobs. Right, Peter? Understood the limitations and the criticisms of the tailor's work? Is that clear? Okay. Moving forward, there is another theory that is called Abraham Maslow's concept of human needs, Maslow's hierarchy. Now, what do you mean by hierarchy? Hierarchy means a level. You know, basically the hierarchy works from the bottom to the top. Like level one is at the bottom, and the topmost level is the highest level. So, what does Maslow states? Maslow states that every individual has a different need, and somehow he is on the any of the level in the hierarchy. Now, the first level says the physical needs or the physiological needs. It includes the basic needs for human survival. It says that at least a person should have a job that is garnering at least that much amount that he can fulfill his basic food and clothing and the shelter needs. Second level is safety needs. It talks about the job security. Okay, a person is having a good job, but now he should have the job security that his job is not, volatile. The third thing is social needs, acceptance, friendships, trust. Now, if the worker is having a stable job, now he is looking for the acceptance, he's looking for the trust, he is looking for the friendships at the workplace, he is looking for the belongings at the workplace. That the people surrounding him, people around him working with him, his colleagues, his juniors, his seniors, should behave in a very good manner with him. So that is called the social needs. Then we have esteem needs. Esteem basically means self respect. So let's talk about the respect, the recognition, and the status. Every person strives for becoming good among others. Every person strives for becoming better among others, best among others. Every person strives to be the best. And this is the need which is not easily achieved. There are very few people who, who achieve this esteem and they fulfill it and they promote it to the level which is called self actualization. Self actualization is the point where one reach its highest potential. Like it is the level in the organization where a person is giving 100% potential, 100% effort to his job, and now he deserves to be promoted. Like you can understand self actualization in a way that if a person is working in an organization and he is giving his full effort to the particular job, he should be promoted to the next level, right? Shiki beta, understood? The theory, the hierarchy, the five levels of the hierarchy, please confirm me. So here they have given you the advantages and the disadvantages of Maslow's hierarchy. So basically you can say that the advantages are the utility of that particular theory or the usage of that particular theory, while the disadvantages are the limitations, or maybe you can call them criticism as well. Like you can say uses here, and you can say okay limitations or the criticism on the Maslow's work, right? Now the thing is, it is possible for managers to satisfy some of all of their needs. Easy to set goals and objectives. Obviously, if you know that where your particular employee is laying on which level of the hierarchy, so obviously it is easier to deal with them. But there is a huge problem. It is difficult to identify how much of the needs have been met and which level each worker is on. Now, how would you get to know that on which level actually you are? Got it, beta? Now, that's very difficult. Na? For a manager, it is very difficult to understand that on which level his employees are. That's very difficult thing to do. Then it does not include money as a need. Now see, it doesn't talk about the money. Yes, in physical needs, okay, you can say that money is required. But don't you think that money is something that is required by the employee at each level of the hierarchy? So money is the same need, right? Not all needs are included there. It is basically, it is, you can say that money is required. It is required at each level. So when each person, or when a person at each and every level has this particular need, so how can you say that they are at different levels? Not all needs are included. There might be other needs employees strive for. Okay, beta, got it. Then self actualization is rarely, if ever, achieved. Very few people achieve the self actualization level, and that too is not constant. Now, what do you mean by that? It is not necessary that if a person has achieved 100% potential to be used, he will be constantly using his potential 100%. If okay, in 1 month he's using 100% his potential, but it is not necessary that this thing will be continue in the next month as well. Okay, beta, understood the Maslow's hierarchy? Any question in the Maslow's hierarchy, please? Okay, now moving to the Friedrich Herzberg's two-factor theory. See, beta, Friedrich Herzberg's two-factor theory basically, first of all, Herzberg states about the hygiene factors. He says that the factors that must be present in the workplace to prevent job dissatisfaction: working conditions, adequate working conditions should be there, clean and safe workplace; relationship with the others, okay, good working relationships with the workers, with the colleagues, with the managers, seniors, juniors; salary and wages should be on time, should be timely paid; supervision's leadership style and how closely works are supervised, okay, proper appraisal should be there; then company policies and administration should be cleared, and they are humanly, they are not inhuman. Now he says that if you are providing the hygiene factor, people will be satisfied. Now the question is, if they will only be satisfied, then how they will be motivated? So in order to motivate the employees, you are supposed to give them motivators, the work itself. If a person is happy with the work, obviously the motivation level will be very high. Responsibility. Now, appoint, assign the responsibility to the workers. If you make them responsible, they will be motivated, because they will think that the management is believing in them. Then, advancement, opportunity for the promotion. Everyone wants to be developed, right? Everyone wants to achieve something in his life. Then, achievement, they feel like they have reached a challenging goal. You can also call it goal motivation. Then, recognition of the achievements. Now, this is very important. If someone has done his or her work in a very good way, if someone has achieved the milestone, if someone has achieved the targets religiously, he or she should be praised in front of others. His good work, his efforts should be recognized. So, recognition always, if you are praised in front of others, it always gives you motivation. Got it? Moving forward, okay, there might be some criticism on Herzberg work as well, but in our course we do not have that. So now, methods of motivation. How do you motivate your employees? First of all, we are talking about the financial rewards or the financial motivators. We also use the word monetary rewards for this. As the definition says, cash, basically cash or non, but if they are, even if they are non-cash, they save some cash expenses of the employees. Time rate payment based on the workers, like hourly payments, maybe hourly or weekly payments. Then piece rate we have already discussed. Salary is a fixed amount. Basically, it is annual. Usually, the salary is decided on the annual basis and then it is divided into months. Commission is paid to the sales staff based on the value of item they sell. It's like, okay, if you are selling 50 units, you will get 50 rupees on each product plus your basic salary. Then the bonus schemes, an additional reward paid to the workers for achieving the targets set by the managers. Sometimes this is sometimes paid on events as well. Like for example, if there is a Christmas or maybe the anniversary of the company also offer bonus to the employees. Methods of performance related pay. You know, fringe benefits, non-cash rewards, obviously the company vehicle, insurance, healthcare, accommodation, transportation allowance, housing allowance, these fall under fringe benefits. Then we have profit sharing scheme. There are multiple companies when they achieve some extra normal or super normal profit, they share their profits with the employees. And then there is one more thing that is called share option, but this is limited to the public limited companies only. Like maybe that a public limited company offers some shares to the employees from the stock market, right? Now, non financial rewards. We can also call them non monetary rewards. These are the methods used to motivate workers that do not involve giving any financial benefits. Job rotation, increasing variety in the workplace by allowing workers to switch from one task to another. You can say departmental transfer. If a person is working in one department, like for example, if a worker is working in the packing department, then he should be he is transferred to the you know logistic departments or some other department. However, this is not possible where specialization is high. Like you cannot send a dentist to do a heart surgery, right? Understood better? Job rotation. Now, job satisfaction. How content and happy a person is with the job, basically the work. Job enlargement, increasing or widening the task to increase the variety of the workers. Okay, you can say the increasing the workload, giving more tasks to the workers so they feel more responsible. Then job enrichment, organizing work so workers are encouraged to use their full ability. This increase the job satisfaction. Basically, next level work. Like for example, if you enrich the work, so obviously the workers would think, okay, we are able to do the variety of the work. So it means that our management trust us, right? Then job redesign, increasing the variety or the difficulty of tasks to discuss more exciting and challenging work for workers. You can also say changing the ways how a task is done. Like, for example, if a teacher is teaching at the college and he is using the whiteboard, and someday he comes at the school, he comes at the college, and he just entered into the room, and he gets to know that the college has installed touchpad whiteboards. Going to write through the touchpad and the touch pen instead of the board markers. So he will get motivated now. His work, his way of doing the job, his way of teaching will be enhanced. Okay, got it? Then quality circles, a group of workers who meet regularly lower down in the organization. Why? To discuss their problems. Team working. That's very important. Organizing production so that the groups of workers complete the whole unit of work. Peer working. When you work with someone, you get motivated. Then delegation, passing responsibility for performing a task to workers lower down in the organization. This also called giving some authority to the workers. Not only the responsibility, but you are giving some authority to them as well, right? Now, due to these all rewards, there would be a decrease in the labor turnover. So, what are the benefits for that? Obviously, it will save the recruitment cost. Very few and less people will leave your job because the workers working at your organization are highly motivated. They are really, happy with the work environment, with the works, with the rewards the company is offering to them. So there are very least chances that they will leave the job, right? So definitely it will save the recruitment cost. Okay, beta? This is what we have in this particular chapter, motivating people at work or motivating employees at work.